A very warm welcome back to the Western Wilds on Farming Simulator 22 for episode 17 with me, MrSealyp. We're back. It's 10:15 in the morning and we're continuing on from the last episode. I have added in 2 greenhouses. Did I do that in the last one or have I done it off screen? I think I've done it off screen. I've been talking to a local horticulturalist who has given me some advice on my growing techniques. Thank you, Jack, for your horticultural advice. Now, here's the thing. It's weird. It's weird how the mind works, well, my mind anyway, which doesn't say a lot. My OCD had me at the situation where I had potatoes in some, sunflowers in another, and so every day I would get a nice, neat row of potato pallets or a neat row of sunflower pallets or whatever it was I had going. And Jack said, well, why don't you just set them, why don't you have both running? Because the greenhouses, you can have them both running. But again, my mind was then thinking, if you look, when you do that, half of the garden's now got potatoes and half has got sunflower. So in my mind, I'm thinking, yeah, but then you're half in production, aren't you? Because half the garden's now turned over to sunflower, half is potato. But that's not the case, is it? Because when I go into the next one, which is the last one I need to switch over, and we click on it, it takes me down to it. They'll run these processes. So the potato seeds and manure will still run at that recipe 48 cycles a month. If I click on the sunflower seeds and manure, it'll run that recipe, which interestingly, oh yeah, because you get 192 potatoes. That's why we get more potato pallets than we do sunflower, because it's 64. It will run both. So if I'm trying to get more potato and I'm getting more sunflower for doing crisps and stuff like that, run them both. And I thought, in my head, I'm still thinking, oh, that can't be right, can it? So I've switched them over. We're going to run through a cycle through till May, and we'll see how many pallets we get. And if we've got, if we have doubled everything up, then fantastic. It's just one of those things that, yeah, my mind was just, oh no, you can't do that, can you? Because I did the same on Calmsden. I could have had them running everything, and I didn't because my brain wouldn't allow me to. This has changed a little bit. I started doing my logging on the new patch just here. I cleared all the smaller trees, that's all the small trees, up to a point. There's a funny story behind that too. So I cleared the trees up to this point here, got to that tree just there, and I was happily doing my thing like a pig in muck. It was brilliant, having a great old time. The big chunky trees that I can't cut down with the harvester, I knock them down, I line them up, and this is how I deal with them. Rather than cutting them one at a time, which takes ages, line them all up as neatly as you possibly can. I get a 7 metre length. This one here is 7 metres, says there, 7 metres. Line up with the end, and I just saw across 1, 2, 3, bomb, bomb, done. Then I move it along, do the next row, bomb, then the next row, bomb, next row, bomb, then done. Then these can all be loaded up whenever I'm ready, and I'm not far off a full load now. But here's the thing. I think it's the first time I've ever done it. I don't think we've ever done this before. You watch it work now. Oh, that's not fair. It was out of fuel. It was completely out of fuel, and it just said out of fuel, and it wouldn't start. And I was like, oh no, I've made a mistake. So I went off to get some diesel cans, and now I've come back in, and it's got fuel in it again. That's not right. If I'd run out of fuel, I've run out of fuel. I can't have miraculously got some again. Oh, boo. Well, anyway, I can now take that over because I've got my fuel tanks just there. That was the frustrating thing. It was out of fuel, and I thought, oh, okay, I need to refuel that, and my fuel thing is literally just there. But now I can get there, so that's a bit boring. Anyway, so yeah, there's no rush to get these over to the sawmill or over to my carpentry because I've got loads there. I just thought I'd start clearing this, and I can then just keep adding to it. My crisps is going insane. I've got so many pallets of crisps. I need to deliver those, but we've got a job to do first. Because if you look top right, I can leave this log in. I can do it later. There's no rush to get that done. We've got rain coming. I don't think it's coming till about 3 p.m. I think actually. I better check that. I'm sure it was 3 p.m. It's now saying 4. Okay, so we've got a bit of time. But then looking down the bottom there, May and June both say rain. Now, I don't know if that's a little bit at some point in the day, because if it rains all day long, you know what's going to happen, don't you? It's going to flip over into May. My wheat field will be ready to harvest, and it's going to pour down rain all day. You can almost put money on it, can't you? So, our chickens. We need to get our chickens into the trailer. We need to demolish these buildings. But first, how are we looking for feed? We're down to last knockings on feed, so I'm not too bothered about that. Let's get these pallets out of the way. And I'll get those in. I've been saying for how many episodes now? Eggs and honey need to go into storage. I need to sort them out. And have I? No. But I suppose when I put the new building in, the new building's a lot bigger. I might have got some sort of indoor storage. I know it's not. The pallets will still be out, and obviously with more and more productions, it doesn't take many pallets each production before you then get up to your limit of pallets. So I'm going to have to start, things like this, start getting them stored away, because it's not very good. I shouldn't really be stacking eggs, pallets on top of eggs. I know I've said that on Carmston as well, but hey, they stack with fun. Look, we've got some wool going as well. The sheep are doing their thing. My hay fever's playing up horrendously today. It's brilliant. I've been fine for, I can't remember the last time. Normally my eyes stream. It's been a while, but this is driving me bonkers this morning. So, this is going to take a while, I think. Move to trailer. Okay. Chickens, select, and we've got quite a lot of those. Move to trailer. Yeah, so I'm going to get all these loaded up, leave them in the trailer. We'll switch out the chicken pens, put in the new one. It's not going to be cheap, but like I said, I know I can make the money back doing we've got other productions on the way. We've got all sorts of stuff going on. I haven't had my pallets of planks running for ages. I can get that chugging again, and I know I can make a bit of money, so that's not a problem. So let's click on that. What's that? 60. One. I don't have enough space in the trailer. I thought this held like hundreds of chickens, like 400 odd chickens or something. That's going to be a problem, because I'm going to have to build the new one, and I was going to kind of put it where these are. Okay, right, well, let's do that then. Let's get it built. That's going to cat among the pigeons a little bit. Which way was I going to do it? No, it's alright. It's alright, we'll get it sorted. Right, bear with me just a moment then. And there we have it. It was 120 grand, but it will hold 5,000 chickens. We are now into atomic chicken territory. So, this is so cool. But what it means is I can move them all in, and I've got room to expand. So when they breed, it's going to be awesome. So what I'm going to have to do, I'm going to whiz up to the store. We're going to buy some chicken feed from the farm supply, just to keep them going until our wheat and barley is ready, whenever that's going to be. So yeah, I need to take a bit of time now just to move these chickens over. We'll get those pens removed, which will then give me more space here for whatever else we're going to do, and then potentially another, like I said, I've probably got another sheep pen backing onto that one, but not now. That'll be when we get to a point where the sheep are going to bust out of that situation. Yeah, we're all right actually. That's going to work quite well. I'm not sure what I'm going to put in this space here. I'm sure something will come along. I could put a little plot of something, I don't know. We'll think of something. Gradually start working our forestry back. I want to say a shout out while I'm doing this to Tony, Greg, Richard, Stephen, Mark, Robert and David. Thank you so much for your generosity, your kind continuing support of the channel. It is very much appreciated. Please tell me the trick's going to work. Will that fit in there? Well, how's that supposed to work then? If I can't get the trailer in there... Oh, this is just brilliant. You just can't make this up, can you? You'd think the builders, when they built this, would have built it with this in mind. Because I think my trigger's here. And I can't get... I mean, we're out by centimetres, if that. I mean, literally... I mean, it looks like it will go, but it just won't let me in. Come on. Sure. No. At this point, I'm laughing, but I feel like I could cry. Anyway, yeah, thank you to those guys. Very much appreciated. I might just have to bite the bullet and see if I can find a smaller... Put these back into those pens, see if I can find a smaller transport trailer. I know there's a couple knocking around. Either that or just bite the bullet, sell them, and then just buy them all in there, which I didn't want to do. I wanted to transport them myself. But I just feel I'm kind of cutting off my nose to spite my face now. It's that kind of a lot of mucking around when I could very easily solve the problem by kind of just getting them delivered. That's really frustrating. So I'll think of something. I'll see you in a minute. I'll get it sorted out. That's still sitting on 360. That's now sitting on 180. So I only got 180 in there. What one was I thinking of? There was one I'm sure that did like 400 and something. I obviously got the wrong one. I'm taking the crisps we sold. Bear with me. This will make sense in a moment. I've said before about puzzle pieces, jigsaw puzzle, you know, everything in an order, locking into place. So the crisps, this is what we've got: 22 pallets of crisps, which is amazing. I've ceased production at the moment because I'm down to 1,000, just over 1,000 litres of potatoes. I've still got 4,000 litres of sunflower oil, and I've just had a pallet just spawn at the oil shack, so we're good for that. So I need to take more potatoes over when I get some. I think I've got some sitting there, but I'll take some over. So I'm taking these to be sold at the sell everything container. I'm taking the pickup up to pick up the livestock trailer we're going to use, and I'm leaving the trailer behind because we're going to put the chicken feed onto the trailer to bring back. That makes sense, doesn't it? We're only going to get, I think, 4 pallets of chicken feed, but they're 5,000 litres each, so we should get paid quite nicely for this. I think it's about 3,000 a pallet at the moment. Crisps is not accepted here, but it's taken them, so, I mean, you tell me. Unless it means that one there behind, doesn't it? But they're selling, so... Okay, that's weird. Oh, there we go. This should make us about 60 grand. Which is brilliant for crisps. We're selling crisps. For the pallets of potatoes we've put in and the sunflower we put in, we wouldn't have made 60 grand on just the sunflower and the potatoes. So it's awesome. Oh yeah, the money had got. I know you may, because when I bought the atomic chicken shed, the money was up quite a bit. My decision in the last episode to, once my lime was ready to go, to have both lime stations and put them both on selling, absolutely brilliant, no brainer. They've been producing loads of lime. I've been trying to top them up when I can. But yeah, they've been paying out really well, so the money's been chugging up anyway doing the line. That's been a constant sell. So yeah, we'll get this over. We're having a livestock trailer supplied by Mack Trucker 921. It's one of the Noah ones. The larger ones, the Silver Stars, the one that Mack Trucker 921 can supply will hold 400 and something chickens, but it won't fit in the door. The Noah we'll do, I think it's 86 chickens, so we're going to have to do a few runs in and out, but I don't mind as long as we can do it. I mean, like I say, by this point, I could have just sold them all where they are and bought new ones and just paid the fee. I've got the money, but, you know, say I want to do it properly. I know sometimes I don't, and I kind of, you know, sometimes my way of doing things is a little bit off the wall, but I've left the telehandler up there for this specific reason. See, thinking ahead, so that when I'm ready for the pallets, which I'm going to do in a moment, set that up. Can we open the cover on that? I don't know if we can. Do the doors open? Oh yeah, they do. Look. See, that lowers down. Why doesn't the wheel slow down a little bit? Just need to slow down a little bit. That's perfect. So that'll do 86 chickens. So we'll take that over. While we're here, we'll go into the menu, we'll go down to here, we'll go to our pallets, let's go to our feed, and we'll go to chicken feed, which, I mean, we can get a wheat pallet, but I think there's one that's actually chicken feed, isn't it? There we go, chicken feed pallet. Same thing, 1,000 litres. It's still wheat, but it's down as chicken feed specifically. 5,000 litres for £1,000. So we're going to get 1, 2, 3, 4. So hopefully 10,000 litres of chicken feed in each of the pens. What am I doing? Okay, there'll be 20,000 litres of feed going in. I'm thinking I've still got 2 pens, but I'm taking them from 2 pens into 1, aren't I? And then once my wheat and barley's ready, then we'll have something. We'll be fine. So yeah, let's get this down. Let's get the chickens moved. I'll load this up the first load, and then not that you necessarily need to see how does a trailer work, MrSealyp, but you know, it's that. Of course, I'm showing you what I'm doing. And once that's done, I'm then going to mow that grass field. I'm going to ted it, and then we're going to bale it. Now there are loads of different ways of doing this, loads of different techniques. There's lots of clever little nifty tricks and tips and things that people use. I'm probably going to go a little bit more old school, apart from one piece of equipment that has been suggested by Feldin. So thank you, Feldin. I'll give it a go. It's not something, again, like, there's so many mods come out, and you know, I overlook things, I forget things, and you know, I suppose everyone does. There's so many different things, and you think, oh, I need to do this job. It's very easy to fall back on what you're used to and what you've used before and that kind of thing. And then someone will suggest something, and you think, oh, 1, I'd forgotten about it, or 2, I'd forgotten it did that, or you know. So you'll see when we get to do it. Hopefully it will work. I don't see any reason why it wouldn't. And then yeah, and then what I'll probably do. Oh, that's a good point. I might need some forks. Oh, yeah, I never thought of that. Might need some forks. Now we'll just let me back on neatly, tidily. The door's going to get in the way. Oh, okay. This says it does chickens. Please do chickens. Oh, starting to panic then. Okay, let's select that. 60. Move to trailer. Like I say, it's not going to do. Yeah, 86. But it does mean that I'll be able to take them and put them in. Actually, what I could do, I think, is that's drive-through, isn't it? Will this pickup go through? I think the back door's open as well. We get to about there, although I'm going to be driving over the chickens. I can do it for the first load, but I won't be able to do it after that. Yeah! Move to husbandry. Yeah. Ignore the fact that I might be driving over some chickens on the way out. First few in, oh, they've got plenty of room to run about. Oh, it does, there we go. So we can always open the door. I could always put in, I mean, if I wanted to, you know, it's not something I have done. But if you want to kind of go down that route of, oops, you know, they're kind of closed in, with the various different fencing, what I could do is I could put a fenced area. Yes, they're not going to go out into the fenced area, but I could put it in just my own peace of mind of that kind of look. They can come out, they can free range around this area. I might do that, you know, put my own just fenced area. They're not going to come out, of course they're not, but it just makes me feel happier. And I can have that back door open, they can come and go as they please. Yeah, probably do that. Right, so I need to get the rest in, bring the feed over, then I need to get that field done, because I need to get everything done before 4 PM. I've just realised, yeah, just looking at the time scale. Right, let's go. $720 chickens are in. I need to demolish both of the old chicken pens. Oh yeah, I'll show you in a second. 4 pallets of chicken feed are over, have been delivered, and we've brought our turbo farmer over with us. Hopefully this will work. There we go. We'll get the feed in. I don't know how much it's going to hold actually. That's a good point. Let's have a look. It might take all of it. Yeah, I think because of how many chickens we had, when they reproduced, we didn't get a full one-to-one because there wasn't enough room in the pens. So they were restricted to a degree. I mean, to be fair, when I did it on Comes, and it didn't really matter. I had 3 pens, and they were completely full. And I was getting a good amount of eggs every month, so I didn't really mind too much. But with this, I think if we expand what we can do at some point, you know, we started off with how many chickens it was I bought originally. And then they're reproducing. We've got 720 in there, and it will hold 5,000. If we get close to 5,000, we can sell a lot. I mean, we can just sell. We can sell the chickens as well as the eggs, you know, which I haven't done before. So that's something we can look at. We're not going to make huge money doing it, but you know, we can be chicken farmers too. But what I'm going to show you is, you know, I said about the open pen thing. I did a bit of. I put some fencing in. Like I said, I know, you know what I mean. But what I've also done, because I'm also aware that chickens like to play, they like to be interested. They become a lot healthier and happier in their environment when they've got things to interact with. I put a water trough in so they can have water. We've got a bucket, there's some barrels, there's a picnic table, there's some boxes, it's just some stuff they can, you know. But they've got this big open area, plenty of grass and whatever else they want to chow down on. This door will remain open unless it's really, really bad weather, in which case we'll close it all in. But I just thought, you know, why not? If we're building a farm and we can do any landscaping and additions and stuff we want, why not put that in? So yeah, they've got a little fenced area. They can come out and do whatever they want. Of course they can. So I'm gonna get the last of these 2 in. Let's double check that again. Yeah, I think we might actually be bang on with 20,000 litres. That's pretty handy. What are the odds of something actually going right for a change? I mean, wow. I'm blown away by that. Doesn't normally happen. Well, that's doing its thing. Let's hop out, close the door. So we should get our egg pallets will start to spawn there. I mean, I've got space here, so what I can do, I can move them out the trigger, put them over here for a while. I have taken the egg pallets that were there, and they have now gone into storage, our pallet storage building. And like I said, I will do the same with the honey, but I've done the eggs, they've gone in. And what I'm going to do now is grab the clasp, we'll grab the mowers, we'll cut our grass field, and I mean, like again, I'll start off. You've seen me mow before, but you know, we'll start off with it, and then we'll get to tedding, baling, and collecting. I'm not sure. I might use one of these for loading. Is fine. Unloading doesn't work because the straps on these grab hold of the trailers as well. That's the only. I say the only. I've said it before. It's the only downside. It is a minor downside. So if you were going to use pallet forks, or not pallet forks, like bale spikes or something like that anyway, might as well load it using this, which is quicker, and then unloading, then use the spikes. You know, unless you use an auto load trailer. I suppose we could use an auto stack. We could. That's a good point, actually. We could use an auto stack, couldn't we? Just where are we? Bale loaders. Yeah, we've got that one, haven't we? I'll do 14 bales. I don't know how many bales we'll get. That might make life a bit easier, mightn't it? With the liftable bales pack, if we... Oh no, we have to use a baler, don't we? Have to use one of the registered balers. The still, we always makes me smile. The 4 stack does 3 bales. I know it's 4 as in FOR, not FOUR, but yeah. Yeah. We'll think of something. Right, that's done. Let's close that. Let's close that. Let's grab the class. Let's grab the mowers. There might be a little bit of TLC, like I said. We'll get those demolished, and then we've got a bit of space then for what we decide to do next. It's nice again. I know I've said it before, but that feeling, and I've said it so many times, when I travel around the UK and go to various different places, and you see farms, all different farms, you see them in their environment, and you see the landscape they're in, and you kind of, I never used to, but now since been playing the game and that kind of thing, I do kind of look now and ask myself, you know, how's that farm developed over time? You know, you can look at the older buildings, some of the newer buildings, and you look where they've been built, you know. And you can see, or that's been built there because that was a flat bit of land, or that's been landscaped, or you can see that's been dug out, that's been put in, you know, the barn's been added, and you can see how the progression of a farm has gone over time, you know. And I find that fascinating. And this is kind of doing the same thing. We're getting that transformation of the farm based upon what we're doing, the scale of the farm, the size of the farm, how much more stuff we've got, and how it's transforming. And certain bits of equipment we started off with, and certain buildings and certain operations that now we're not using because we built bigger ones elsewhere, and the farm is evolving. It's changing as we, and I like that. I think that's brilliant. Which I suppose with a map like this is perfect. On maps where you haven't got the room or the farm is fixed in place, that kind of thing, you don't always kind of get that. You can add barns and silos and that kind of stuff, but you don't necessarily get that level of change, I suppose. Right. Just drop that. No, to that. There we go. Should I just lower that one? I better just always double check. Doesn't hurt to double check. Am I on swath dropping? Because hang on. Yep, we are on swath dropping. That's good. Just wanted to make sure. Turn that off. Let's go. What I can do, probably will do, is go around the outside, and then I'll probably set a worker off, which when we get to the tree might be a bit of a problem. We'll see how we get on, which means I can go and grab the tedder we're going to use. Now, like Feldin has suggested, and I'm hoping it works as well as he said it does, it's a tedder but it windrows. So what I can do is drive over these windrows that I've already done, because what will often happen if you use a tedder now, it spreads that windrow back out again. So what you'd often do is you would do it non-swathing, ted, then swath, then, you know. And I know when we had the triple mower setups where you could have, I know this is a triple mower setup, when you have the triple mower setup where you could have 3 mowers on the front and then you could have the tedder on the back, you could mow ted all at the same time. And like I said, there'll be 101 different ways that people have managed to work out how to do that already. You know, there'll be all sorts of rigs and setups and things that people do, and I love that. I find it fascinating. it's brilliant when people work out, solve these problems, you know. Well, there we go. And it's ingenious, some of the things you see people come up with, you know, different rigs and different chassis and frames and, you know, pull behind things, and it's brilliant. But I'm just going to go fairly normal, I think. Drop that down. Let's go to that, drop that down. I don't know how many bales we'll get, and it doesn't matter how many bales we get. Whatever we get is going to be hay, and it's great. And like I said, if it doesn't work the way I want it to, then we can always what's the word? Oh, hang on. We can always shred them if we need to. If the bale size isn't going to work with what we've got, you know, as with regard to like TMR. When we do TMR for cows, if it doesn't work with what we've got, then we'll just switch it around and do something different. Perfect, right. I'll see you in a minute when we've got the tedder. We'll get that going. I'll probably grab the John Deere for that. And while this is carrying on mowing, we'll ted, then we'll bale, we'll collect. And hopefully we'll be done long before the rain comes, with a bit of luck. Once that's done as well, I need to get back out here and fertilise this again, just to make sure we keep it rolling forward each time with our grass. I'm really keen to use this tedder as well. It's the Elho TR300, manufactured and supplied by Hoffy. So we'll give that a go. Sure I don't end up in the river, that would be great. That's the last thing we need. I decided to use the Deutz-Fahr. Why not? So we've got the Elho TR300 on the back. The good thing about this is it's got a wide pickup, which means for the swaths we've got, that's going to be perfect. We can also set the swath mode. So at the moment it's at 0.5 metres, we can have 0.75, 1 metre, 1.25, 2.75. I think we're going to go for 1.25. Is that about what we've got now? All we can do is give it a go. So we'll turn it on, drop it down, because I haven't used this, so this is going to be fascinating. Oh, look at that. That's perfect. So like all those times before, you know, there was very different ones. There was the hay bob. I used to use the hay bob all the time because it was perfect. It did exactly what it was supposed to do, and that's what the hay bob was designed to do. When you had swaths, it just fluffed the swath up to allow the air to go through to allow it to dry more. I've seen Tom Pemberton, they've used almost exactly the same thing, if not the same thing. This is that equivalent. So you haven't got to worry about leaving it on the ground. That thing of, well, if I'm going to use a tedder, it's wide. I would always try and use the narrowest tedder I could, but it would still, if you had swaths, it would still spread them out a little bit. This is perfect. And the fact you can adjust that spread width as well. For the baler, we should be okay. I think we're going to be all right for the baler. Actually, I'm curious. Let's just, I wonder if we can change it on the fly. Let's just stop it a second. And let's do that. Let's put it to 1 metre. See if that makes a difference. I don't see any reason why it won't work, but I don't think it's going to make a huge. It doesn't look like it's making a huge amount of difference. Doesn't matter. It's all good. Still working. We're tedding. That's brilliant. Thank you, Feldin. Thank you, Hoffy. What a brilliant big hit. Absolutely fantastic. Mower's doing its job. It'll be fine till it gets to the tree, and then it'll have a bit of a fit, I think. So we might have to help it out a little bit there when we get to that bit. Oh, should have raised that. There'll be a few bits like this that are going to require a bit of tidying up here and there, but I have got my windrower, the small one, so if there's any bits like this that do need tidying, I can just jump on, tidy up, and away we go. This is brilliant. I'm smiling from ear to ear. What a brilliant bit of kit. Absolutely awesome. Another one of those ones again, you know, not necessarily overlooked, but just forgot. I just completely forgot it even existed. You know, it's that. Of course, it could also be one of those mods that, when I've been away sometimes. Actually, you know what? I think I might switch that back. Let's turn it off a second. Let's go back to 1.25. It could be one of those things that when I've been away, or I've been busy, or something else has happened, and I haven't done a mod review. It might have been on one of those days where I didn't do a mod review. So you kind of, it's not even forgetting this, I didn't even know it existed, kind of thing. Because I'm sure I would have shown it doing this. Had I have reviewed it, I would have remembered doing this, and I don't remember using this before. So it probably was one of those days. Awesome! Right. Well, I've got telling to do. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Looks like we'll probably get it all done before the rain comes. That is awesome. You know, it's not going to make any difference. It won't hamper anything. What is the mower doing? Please don't reverse down the entire row. How has he got to the end of the sun and gone, oh, I don't know what I'm doing now? Let's just stop a second. He is going to, isn't he? Where's he going? Okay, maybe not, maybe not, maybe not. I may have spoken too soon. That's going to require some tidying up, isn't it? If we do a strip down, then go past it, and it will leave a strip, which we'll have to come back to. Oh, okay, that's not too much of a problem. I'm loving the tractor as well. I think it cost me 29 grand all in. 143 horsepower, 24 miles an hour. The other one ran at 15. Is it 15 or 16? I know it's not a huge amount of difference, but it's faster. And for 29 grand, like I say, I don't know how I missed it. Again, another one of those ones. I scoured through. I say scoured through. I went through trying to find all the tractors that had low cost, higher horsepower, and completely missed this. Mind you, I suppose I was looking 160, 180 horsepower bracket, but no, absolutely awesome. Well, the mower, not the mower, the baler I'm going to use is going to be the 12080, the one that's like 12 grand, because again, why pay a fortune for something when you don't need to, you know? It's going to do square bales, which is what I want. I don't need to lease something that costs an absolute fortune. I don't know how often I'm going to do baling, so what I'll do is use it, and we'll kind of go from there. Next time round I do hay, I might not. I might just use a loading wagon, forage wagon. I'm going to do the same for straw. This time round I want to bale, but next time this field's ready I might do exactly the same as I'm doing now. I might buy one of these, this LO. I don't, it's very expensive. I think it only cost me about 350 to lease it for doing this. I'm sure it was something like that, 350. And it's doing an absolutely bang up job. Right. Get this done, then it's on to baling. Baling done, then collection, and then all is good in the world. See, farm dog approves. Don't know what he approves of, but he's approving of something. Or disapproving of something, I'm never quite sure. I always say he agrees, but he might not be agreeing. He could be furious with what I'm doing. Right, let's get that off. Let's carry on. Carry on handsomely, or in my case, just carry on. The trusty Krona Big Pack 12080, let's unfold it. While I was doing the tedding, I formulated a plan, as I often do. I had an idea. And it is this. If I swing round, over there where I'm doing all of my forestry, I thought, well, let's go on the map as well. All this can be cut, because that's like normal grass. I say normal grass, and the section I did before is all regrown. So what I've done is cut the grass here and some of that. I've come down there, I've cut all across here. I got to here and thought, oh yeah, I must have when I get to that line there, the mowers all cut out, and they didn't, because I forgot I'd bought that plot as well, didn't I? I own that. So I've got all the grass here. So what I'm going to do is I haven't finished. I'm going to cut all of that, going to cut all around there, all of that, and I'm going to TED it as well. The reason being, we'll see what bales we get off of this. Let's start it up. Pickups down. I've got it set on 240cm bales, so the largest it will do for hay. That means I'll be using less of my bale capacity. So yeah, what I'm going to do is we'll see what bales we get off this field. I might bale some of that, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy the loading wagon. I'm going to collect the rest, because in my fermenter will do oh, they're big old bales, aren't they? Was it 8,000 litre bales? That's pretty good. My fermenter will do grass, hay, chaff, and something else. Straw? Can't remember. At the moment it's just doing grass. Well, if I take the time to do hay as well, I can double my silage output. The same as I've done with my open gardens. At the moment I'm just chugging away on grass. I'm getting about between 107 and 110,000 litres a day of silage being produced. If I put hay in there as well, set that off to ferment, I can double it. So I'll have double the amount of silage available every single day, every month, which will also mean I will have double the amount of methane, double the amount of digestate. So why not? I'll take the time to cut all of that. It's windrowing anyway. I'll TED it all. We'll collect it with the loading wagon. That'll go into the fermenting silo, and I can double all my outputs. So yeah, well, while I'm doing this, I'll get the bales ready for doing TMR. And the thing as well is, if it doesn't process all of it, depends how much I end up putting in there, I'll have the bales on hand for doing my total mix ration, but I can always take hay back out of the fermenter if I want to. Why not? So I think what I might do is actually buy one of those tedders, because I can then jump between doing grass, doing hay, whenever I want to do it, and just keep that fermenter topped up. And why not? So I think that would be absolutely perfect. We're not going to get stellar amounts of bales off here, but to be fair, when you think back to FS19 and the bale sizes of 4,000 litres, each bale I'm putting out now is double that size. I've got 8,000 litre bales coming out. So I can still do 200 bales, but in effect I'm getting twice as much as I did on FS19. So yeah, it's all good. Just got to decide what I'm going to do about collecting now. I think I might go for an auto stack. I was going to come out with the telehandler and pick them all up and put them onto a trailer manually. Like I said before, there's that bit between, isn't there? You've got doing it manually, putting it onto a trailer. You've got an auto stack, which automates that process, and you've got auto load trailers. The auto load trailers use magic, you know, you're simulating the fact that someone's loading onto the trailer while you're driving around. It speeds up the process, great. I've also then done some in between where I've had an auto load trailer, but I've manually stacked it, and then what I do then is, if my stacking's brilliant and it's fine and I'm happy with it, I mean, brilliant's a strong word, that doesn't happen very often, but if my stacking's good enough, I just take it as it is. If it's not, then you can use the auto load function to restack the bales neatly. So you have technically manually loaded it, you just tidy it up a bit with the auto load. So you kind of do a little bit between the two. Again, whatever you feel like doing, it's your choice, isn't it? You know, pick and choose what works for you, what you're happy doing, and whatever you're happy doing, do it. So yeah, we'll get all this baled. I've got another one of those days, I know, where I've got off camera, I'm going to have a load of work to do. I'm just trying to work out whether I'll be able to get this finished and edited and posted. I don't know if I assume there'll be mods today. We'll see what happens, and then I'll kind of crack on in between and try and get as much done as I possibly can. I'll get this refertilised and good to go. I'm curious to see how many bales we get off this field. What did I say I got off this last time? 250, 260,000 litres? I would do some maths on that, but my brain's not functioning. Let's try and do it using a calculator. 32? That doesn't seem like a lot. But I suppose, yeah. 32.5. Times that by 8,000, because that's what the literage is, equals 260,000. Yeah, so potentially we'll get about 32 bales. Not a massive amount, but it will do the job. Which does mean it's still, I've got still 170 bales potentially to the limit to use. So I could bale more of that. But I think we might be good to go with what we have. At 32 bales, we'll stack them all up, and that will get us some TMR to get going with. And by that point, the grass have regrown again. I can do more again. You know, it's a case of just picking the, what I need to do when. I could spend ages doing 200 bales now, and sacrifice putting hay into my fermenter when I'd rather maximise that capacity and then do more hay and hay bales later for TMR, because I haven't got cows yet, so I might as well do what the necessity is first and then kind of go from there. Anyway, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's where I'm at. Like I said, this is 12 grand. This, why am I spending 120, 130, 140 grand on a baler? This will still put out square bales. It will do the job. Yeah, it doesn't look as fancy, but hey, it doesn't matter, does it? Getting the job done. Right, I'll see you in a bit with the loading wagon. I'll probably just collect up one load. I think the loading wagons do, the auto loads do, also auto stacks. What do they do? 14 bales? It's 14, isn't it? 14 or 16, I can't remember what it used to be. Missed a bit there. Yeah, and we'll get those put. Now the problem is with the auto stacks, depending on how they unload, I don't know whether or not I'll fit them under my shelter. But I suppose I can always have fiddling around. So what I am missing is the that brilliant bale grab from, was it the straw add-on pack? It was, wasn't it? That was brilliant. I loved that. Worked really well. I mean, I know there's loads of other ones, but that worked really, really well. So. Okay then, to bale or not to bale? The question has been answered. Both. We're going to do some bales and some not. Wasn't quite what I thought I was going to do, but again, doesn't matter. Let's just go with the flow. I was almost spot on. I mean, I've got 32 bales. I've moved the baler over there, and it's got 2,500 litres in it. So 32 bales with 2,500. So not 32.5 bales, 32.25. But that's all good. So we've got the FSX 6372 by our Gooseneck. We're going to pick up our bales with this. Oh, sorry. Oh, that's going to be a little bit of a... I just trying to remember, we've got the twins on this, haven't we? That doesn't work so well. I mean, it'll work, but it does clip the tyre, so I might need to get another tractor. Yeah, it's going through the tyre. It doesn't look too healthy, does it? As long as you don't mind that, I don't mind that. We'll get them picked up. 14 on each stack, so we'll have 2 stacks with 4 bales left over. Maths, doing maths. I think when I get to the end of the row, I'm going to switch the tractor over, because just me personally, I'm watching that. Oh, I don't like the way that's clipping through the tyre. So yeah, we'll get our first stack done. I don't know, over 14 bales, whether that is going to be okay to fit underneath our shelter, or whether I will need to put a different barn down, one that's got more room under it for putting bales in potentially. We'll see. Should we go straight through here? Where did I leave the other tractor? I can't remember. As you can see, some of it I started to turn to hay, I'm going to move the logging trailer. I'm going to get that pile of logs done so I can cut all this as well. I've gone up the side, I've gone round the back, and yeah, we got loads. But the other thing I was going to say was that plot of land here. We've also got all this rocky outcrop and stuff now. Now I don't know if you can get up onto it with a vehicle or something, but I was thinking it's a really nice plot up there. Whether if I cleared a few trees out, we've got our small little log cabin. We could build a new farmhouse up on there, maybe. Don't know if it would work, but it's an idea. We could certainly give it a go. Yeah, maybe. Oh, I also got this. This was the tree be gone. That's Mantrid, isn't it? I think it's Mantrid. I was using the stump grinder, and I was grinding the stumps out, no problem at all. The big or the thick trees, when you cut those down, often you get the stump and you get a little chip by the side of it. That thing just, I mean, it's literally just drive past and it's just bonk, stumps gone, stumps on. It is, yeah, so fast. Stop the engine. It just works brilliantly. I've got equipment all over the place. Look, I'm just kind of partway through doing one job, then I thought, I'd get the next bit done because it suddenly dawned on me again. I got caught up with what I was doing. I was tedding, I was mowing, and then suddenly thought, no, if the rain comes early or something, and I'm so busy mucking around doing peripheral bits. So let's get these bales sorted first, and then I can worry about the rest later. That's what we'll do. This is still quite chunky tyres, so it should be right. We should be fine. Am I going to buy any more tractors? I might get another one. I might get another large tractor. I haven't really decided yet. I like having 2 lorries. That's making life a lot easier. Having 2 telehandlers, brilliant. I can have them scattered wherever I want to use them. And actually, to be fair, having 2 pickups is quite handy. I mean, it doesn't have to be a pickup, but for doing the small methane runs to keep the gold production topped up, having the original pickup over there doing that job means I haven't got to keep driving over the other one, and you know, I don't know, it seems to be working quite well. Right, this should work better. Yeah, when we're in a straight line, absolutely perfect. Which we're not, but if we were in a straight line, it'd be absolutely perfect. There we go. This is another one of those bits of machinery. Now, it's that kind of thing that when I first sort of started playing the game, and when these were available, and I would think, is that, you know, are these things real? Do they actually exist? And they're incredible. The engineering that goes into it, the problem solving, that these exist in real, blows my mind. Okay, we're picking up bales at 24 miles an hour. Did it have full 14? I'm pleased I've done this. Like I say, I didn't want to. I've always enjoyed doing baling in various different ways. I think we got it quite late, didn't we, on FS19? The one that stacks. So you would bale and it would stack into stacks of 4, and then put them out the back, and you could have stacks of 4. Then I would use the big tall bale forks, put them in stacks of 4 and load them onto trailers. I enjoyed doing that as well. Am I going to do loads and loads of baling? Am I going to do more of it? I don't know. Am I going to do, when we have all our straw swaths, am I going to do some of it as bales? I don't think so. That's not to say I won't, but you know, because I was just thinking, should I buy one of those? It's 12 grand. You know, get one of the 120/80 balers. I thought, in all honesty, I don't know if I'm going to do more. I still can't get over the level of detail. When you look at the bales now, you know, they were great on FS19, but all the straggly bits sticking out and the twine, they're just so much better. And, you know, it's another one of those little details you don't necessarily pay much attention to. Oh, I've got 14 on, never mind. So busy talking. You know, it's that kind of, oh yeah, I'm baling, but taking the time to just really drill in and look at the amazing detail we've got now. So yeah, I don't know, there was that stack going to fit under, it might fit right under where the point of the shelter is, but then am I wasting space in the shelter that I could be putting vehicles and stuff? For the time being, I can put them in there. I can always move them if I get myself a bale grab, bale spike or something, set of forks. I can always move them and put them into a different shelter. I can always split the piles. It's just whether or not the auto stack will lift up and fit under there. Let's see, shall we? If I drive to the other end, we'll lift it up, see if we can unload under there. If we can, we will. If I can put them over to one side, I will. Actually, yeah, actually, that's a lot higher than I thought it was. I suppose from a distance it doesn't look like it is. Right, let's unload. Let's get the stack standing up and see how we're looking. We are going to be pretty close to the middle, aren't we? If I put 2 stacks this end, about there. Yeah, we'll get away with that, won't we? We're under the shelter. Drop them there. Whoa, 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 what's it doing? What's it doing? Why did it do that? That was horrible. Never encountered that before. I thought it was going to knock the whole stack over then. Oh, that was close. Well, there's the first of our hay bales. We'll have 2 stacks and a little bit. Like I said, I can break those down and put them into smaller stacks. Maybe put them into the side sections or something. I might do that off camera. So I've got a ton of work to do now. I've got those logs to move, more mowing to do, more tedding to do, bales to collect, fertilising that field to do. 12:45. We beat the rain. That's the main thing. I'm happy about that as well. And I've got the jobs done that I wanted to. We've got the crisps delivered. We've got the chickens sorted and fed. They're in their new building. I need to take down those 2 chicken barns buildings. Mowing, tedding, baling, collecting. All done. I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.